It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 11 of The Walking Dead. This is a video where we're going to take a look at the series finale episode, behind the scenes photos from filming of the final episode, so Season 11 episode 24. Now I usually don't do these types of videos, but because this is the finale episode and there's a lot of hype around it, I'm like, what the heck, let's just do a video on this. Now the reason why I have Rick on the thumbnail is because it doesn't feel like the final episode of The Walking Dead without Rick. But anyway, there is a little bit of spoilers in these behind the scenes photos that we're going to take a look at, so I do want to put out a spoiler warning. This is actually why I usually don't do behind the scenes photos for The Walking Dead, because every time you try to find something without spoilers, you just can't do it. There's spoilers everywhere. So because of that, there was a risk of me even looking at these behind the scenes photos, but I'm like, it is what it is. At least it wasn't a huge spoiler. And I'll explain what I mean. There are people that are saying it's a big spoiler and it's a big moment and it's a big death, but it's not, and I'll explain. But with that said, stay tuned. We'll be right back to go through these pictures. As always, before we jump into this, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that, let's dive right in. So first, we have this clipboard from filming of the final episode. This might be one of the final clipboards that they have. Obviously, the director for the final episode is Greg Nicotero, who's been directing some of the best episodes of The Walking Dead. He's been involved in some of the greatest moments from the show, so it's great to see him on board directing this final episode. The next picture is this picture of behind the scenes crew just messing around. There is a head, a zombie head I'm assuming. The next shot we have is actually Gabriel with blood on his face. He looks pretty focused, so let's see what this is all about. But I'm definitely excited to see what happens with Gabe and everything. Obviously, this is kind of a spoiler because it tells us that Gabe makes it to the final episode, so he's not gonna die anytime soon. But he wasn't really in my death predictions list anyway. Aaron was, and I didn't see Aaron in any of these photos, so that's sort of concerning because it means that he's actually gonna die, and also rewarding because I was right. But anyway, we don't know when he's gonna die, if he does in fact die, but obviously he's not gonna make it to the final episode. That's all this tells us. We have some zombies here, pretty cool crew. Looks like they're gonna drop a mixtape. We have this shot of Carol. This looks like Carol from season 9, so that's very interesting. I wonder if they're gonna do flashbacks in the series finale episode. Flashbacks to season 9, to when Rick was around. And I wonder if that's how they're gonna bring Rick back to an extent, because this doesn't look like the Carol that we know from season 11. She has shorter hair and she looks a little different. But as we will see in other photos, she will have long hair again. So that's something to keep in mind. We have this shot as well of the camera guy and some other crew in the background. And then we have this walker underneath this car. We have Greg Nicotero here. They're putting makeup and prosthetics on him, so he's gonna appear as a zombie in the series finale episode. He's been a zombie in some other episodes in the past as well, but I mean, it's the series finale episode, he had to do it. But with that, we're gonna dive into some more behind the scenes photos that are not official. They're pictures that fans captured. There's some spoilers in them, which we're gonna talk about. All of these come from Stephanie Andrews, so credit goes to her for these photos. But we have Eugene, Greg Nicotero, and Father Gabriel. Not much to say other than obviously Gabe and Eugene make it to the series finale episode. That's the only thing we can say. And then we have Eugene here. It looks like he has a suit on, which is so weird on Eugene, but we will see him wearing that in a later photo as well. We have Father G and Eugene again, and then we have Father G here, and then we have Greg Nicotero here. They're in some sort of a alleyway. They're doing some filming there, and we can see this shot. We have Gabe and Eugene inside, and they're reaching out to grab onto someone, and we can see that Rosita is also down below. So I wonder if they're trying to pull her up, and I wonder if she's surrounded by walkers or something like that. That's obviously not Rosita, that's her double or the actress's double, but that is how Rosita dresses. She doesn't have the Commonwealth uniform on, which makes sense. I mean, at this point, I think the survivors are in battle, in a war even, with Commonwealth. So they're way past being in uniforms like the Commonwealth. And then we have this shot here. So we have our whole crew basically. We have Eugene there. He's wearing the suit that I talked about. We have Ezekiel. We have Connie looking badass with a pistol. We have Daryl. We have Carol. We have Rosita. We have Gabe. We have Magna. We have Negan on the side as well. Now, the only people missing from this shot are Aaron, Jerry, and Kelly. But I think there was another photo with Kelly, Magna, and Connie. So I think Kelly's also safe. But no pictures of Aaron and Jerry, which is definitely concerning. But everyone is pointing out what Daryl is doing here. He's holding someone who appears to be injured, maybe dying. A lot of people are saying that may be Maggie, that may be Judith, but I don't think so. I still think it's someone we know, but I don't think it's Maggie or Judith. So even though I still think it's a spoiler, I don't think it's as big of a spoiler. You know what I mean? I think this is actually Lydia. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's Lydia. But I'm interested to know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think that's Lydia, or do you think that's someone else? And then we have this Commonwealth ambulance with blood all over it. It looks pretty cool. We have the Commonwealth emblem on the side, so that's how we know it's a Commonwealth ambulance. It's also interesting that Mercer is not anywhere in these photos. Does he die, or is he still with the Commonwealth and working for them? It remains to be seen, but there's definitely some sort of a battle at Commonwealth or around the Commonwealth with the Commonwealth. So that's going to be very interesting to see. The other very interesting thing, and this is the final photo, is that the Alexandria safe zone has turned into Outpost 22 for the Commonwealth. So that is interesting. So Alexandria is no longer Alexandria. It fell. Everyone probably moved to Commonwealth, but they are using the Alexandria safe zone as an outpost. Outpost 22. So there's 21 more outposts out there for the Commonwealth, which is extremely interesting. I wonder if that's somehow also going to tie in with the Civic Republic military's outposts and stuff like that. And I wonder if they're going to give us any sort of references to the Civic Republic or direct appearances by the Civic Republic in the final episode. There's a possibility that that might happen. Obviously, there's a possibility that Rick will also return. But I'm leaning towards either a flashback or he's gonna come back in a flash forward scene. But he's not gonna be a part of the Commonwealth story. At least not the story that we all know at this point. There might be another sub-story that they're gonna build that Rick is gonna be a part of, but not the story that we know of right now. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to go through in this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.